Oh, submarine.
All right,
Terrible
welcome back
football.
here as we talk about warships.
Nice.
Out there. First of all, we're happy that the young men were rescued.
Yeah.
Not by Elon Musk, though. And not by the mini submarine.
No, but
No,
they were
that
rescued.
one was not used.
What was not used?
The submarine.
The mini submarine. Correct.
Sorry. My apologies.
As we now enter the last week of the year, and Eagle a little bit perturbed by the argument off air.
Division C.
Simon, Eagle, Peeze, GMI.
Can't spell Simon without C.
Division C.
Yes, you can.
Gentlemen,
Somebody asked me that question today. It's like, I'll get like I asked you what's my like email, like it's Simon. He's like, how do you spell that? What do you mean?
You just give them different letters like X, R, M.
Like my name's
At
not that
emails
abnormal. It's like,
dot com.
well, today we don't know. You could have put a Y in there. Why?
sorry,
My parents don't
SY.
hate me.
That's true, man. If your parents were millennials, you'd be Simon with a Y.
CYMON apostrophe.
Yeah.
Yes, Eagle.
I work with a Simon that I call Simone just to piss him off.
I call it Simone.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Simone, how you been?
He did now. So,
All right, let's the week that was. Let's dive into it, boys. The
Yes.
game that caught my attention from this past week was Junkyard Dogs and Bearskins, and the Dogs win 25-13 over the Bearskins. Maybe it wasn't the game that was entertaining, but the fact that in the post-game handshake line, our very own Robert White, who you can catch on Field 1 on Sundays in Lachine, or Field 2, I beg your pardon,
Scorekeeper.
scorekeeper extraordinaire.
He's been scorekeeping for what, like 10 years now?
Yeah. Him and Vinny Galano almost got into Tate. Trash talking ensued during the game. 3-4 plays later, Rob White gave him a nice little thud to the chest as he deflagged them. Handshake line ensues, push happens. Point is this, though. Junkyard Dogs, 25-13 victors over Bearskins, who are a top-tier team on the side of the division here.
Are they though?
Look, the Dogs are a team that I think we were talking about last week, right?
Junkyard Dogs.
Yeah, we were talking about the Tats, who can beat the Tats on that side of the bracket. I'm trying to be more convinced. We were talking about it in Broadside. Like, they're beatable. They're beatable. Alpha T's.
I think this is one of the seasons where they're not
beatable.
invincible.
Not invincible, but I think the
No.
Junkyard Dogs could pose the stern test against them in the playoffs.
I like Junkyard Dogs. I made that point last week. So for those who were listening last week, sorry. For those who weren't, I like Junkyard Dogs a lot. I think they're well poised. I think 1 through 4, their receivers are very good, and they're catching. How can I put it?
They've been playing well all season. Let's be
But
honest.
they're getting better. They're finding their stride, so to speak.
Their
It's
defense is
almost
great.
like the momentum
Jesus
is
Christ, I
in
hate
their
you.
favor.
I hate you so much.
Their defense is
17.
fantastic. One of the best scoring defenses.
Yes, but I think after seeing him a few times, I think that Jason Rossi finally has the right weapons around him. Like he's
He's actually showing us his potential, right? Because like we've always said, like, how good can he be?
He's been using like Rory Submergent well for the past few seasons now, but now that he has John Williams to complement on the other side, it's a
And
scary
Alexander
John
Well and
Laristis.
Robert White and John
yeah,
Laristis.
he's got the right pieces around him, and I'm telling you, there's something special about that offense where
Yeah.
there's threat on all levels. Like Alex Noel is not.
He got
You've been trying to set up a bit for like a minute now.
I guess you could say that Rossi has a really high ceiling, number 16.
I actually hate you, Simon, more than I hate these cliches. That's how much I hate you.
But I'm your
Yeah,
mom. We talked about that
I
earlier.
guess.
We will talk about that later too.
I'm going to skip 15 because it's basketball related. He's 90% from the line this season.
We can say the same thing though.
Yeah,
90% from line of scrimmage.
Or from red zone.
How is that a cliche? That's just a statistical reference.
Come on, nobody's 90% from the line.
Dirk Nowitzki missed one.
Steve
Like,
Nash.
he went like a season where he missed one free throw.
Ray Allen was like 90-something.
Yeah,
Eagle,
career,
can you find
90%.
out,
like 2 guys.
Eagle, can you find out the highest free throw percentage numbers in history?
I think it's Dirk Nowitzki.
I would
Steve
imagine
Nash is up
the
there, Ray
highest
Allen?
number would be 100%.
No,
Well,
but
no, that-
realistic
yeah. Minimum
number.
at
With a
10%.
minimum of like something.
I think
He's
JJ
not doing
Redick.
research for some reason.
JJ Redick is also up there as well.
I mean, if you throw like 5 free throws and you get 5.
No, but there's a minimum.
Minimum.
Of course, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, just like how Eagle couldn't get on the rides in in Disneyland.
Yeah. So you're liking the Junkyard Dogs then?
So yeah, the highest percentage is 100. Clearly,
Yes, thank you.
Who was it?
Are you even?
there's a lot of people actually because they shot like 13 times and got all of them. So
Okay.
So give me the highest with
Give
at
me-
least
give me.
400 attempts.
give me a
400.
second.
I would have said 100.
100. It doesn't matter.
Whatever, they
100.
got a number, a good number. So you're buying Junkyard Dogs then?
Yeah. At the end of the day, we touched upon it a bit in the last few weeks, saying how we're slowly getting on Junkyard Dogs wagon. I wasn't on it earlier in the season. I was everything against Junkyard Dogs. They beat us while I was away, so I don't care. But at the end of the day, they've been playing really well. I think they're the one of the best teams in Division C, and they're, in my opinion, probably the scariest team in Conference A.
What
Just
games?
to
Yes.
add, of someone with actual significance, it's Steph Curry at 921 and Chris Paul at 919.
Okay, cool. What games you saw besides that?
Game Changers beat Braves U.
Yes! Game Changers beat Braves U.
Because as I said that, Simao points at me about to say his point, and you took
Yeah,
over.
you took too long. Game Changers beat Braves U. Not altogether surprising, just because one, Anton Sakis was there, and two,
Sackage.
Braves U have struggled just as much as Game Changers had this season. Leonard Etia, however, did look alright. He was
He did. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
he was fine.
He didn't play great.
No, but he was fine.
So I score kept the game.
Yeah,
So
that was an opening for you to discuss. The
So
game.
on the second drive, there was a pick 6 for 1. Pick 1, as Mo likes to call them.
Yeah, this guy goes in. He picked 60 for 1. I'm like, wait a minute. Pick 6
Yeah,
for
that's-
1. How does that make
that
sense?
doesn't make sense, dude.
Pick a convert.
Pick one.
Back for a touchdown.
Pick 6 for 1.
But the reason it's 6 is you get 6 points.
Yeah.
I hate all y'all.
Because
Pick 1.
you gotta
He
pick one.
returned an extra point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that was
Pick
not,
one.
this was not this game.
That's what you call it.
No,
It
that did not
was,
happen.
it was some game that we had it.
Yeah,
and I
it
made
wasn't
fun
this
of
game.
you.
It wasn't this game. No, it wasn't
Wow,
the game.
guys.
Sorry, guys.
Usually I'm the one who takes it off the rails.
Jordan Panetta played well for Game Changers defensively. He wasn't his usual not strong self, but didn't have his usual impact on offense. Although he wasn't playing bad, but it was more of a bigger impact on defense. Louis-Philippe Paquette had a monster game offensively, and they toyed with Braves. Braves were missing Jonathan Maher, and they need him for this game. They need that other guy to go to. Leon Retier was managing up defensively against Louis-Philippe Paquette, and he got tore up.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, he was moving the ball.
Yeah,
Which is,
offensively it was
yeah,
fun.
but that's what I mean, though. Like,
As an overall, he was stuck playing defense because there were only 6.
Yeah.
They had to pick up Samuel Faneuf from Les Bleus Brandeurs before because there were only 5 guys. And yeah, I mean, Samuel Faneuf played really well, but Leon shouldn't have been on defense most of the night.
Sami Faneuf's a guy who was good enough to be playing defense in this division, whereas Leon Etier is not.
Well, I think it's just a matchup problem. Like he was also playing one of the best receivers
yeah,
on the team and one of the best receivers in the division too.
yeah. See, but I think we saw the difference too between Leon Etier and Anton Sakis. Anton Sakis composed. He led the team. He marched the ball on the field, and look, perfect. 5 touchdowns, no interceptions.
A few calls went. No, he's not paying attention. A few calls went against Game Changer early in the game where they weren't.
I'll do it later, Eagle.
When they weren't getting the calls their way and they were getting frustrated, but when the game mattered, they were down up by 5 or something.
Yeah.
They got the ball back and one play, 40-yard bomb, put the game away, done.
Are you guys more impressed before we get to your game, Simon, that you saw? Are you more surprised by the fact that the Alphatees won by a score of 36-24 over Jagerbomb? I know we weren't there to see the game, but are you surprised? Like
No.
we thought it'd be closer than more than double-digit one for
See,
Tats.
to me, we touched upon this together, saying there's a lot of teams that are matchup dependent in Division C, and we believe Jagerbomb also they could lose against anybody, but they could also beat anybody. I think the Alphatees is their kryptonite. I don't see Jagerbomb beating the Alphatees. If they play each other 10 times, I'll pick the Alphatees 10 times.
It's also
I think it's that one team.
it's also
I don't see
that
it.
like Jagerbomb makes a mistake, and it's 20-6 in the first half, right? So like what it is with Alphatees is that they're confident that they're not going to make a mistake all game, and they need you to make one mistake, and it's all of a sudden 2-possession game, if
Yeah.
not
Right.
more, depending
And
on
they play
converts.
really well on converts too.
That's what I'm saying. So you make one mistake, and you've lost the game by 13, 14, 16 points.
At 36 is not 6 touchdowns. It's 5 touchdowns and 6 points on converts.
Correct.
Right? Which is huge.
Yeah.
Like it's and that's usually That's what when we played them. That was the difference maker.
Versus Jägerbomb, by the way, 4 touchdowns, no converts.
They go up by like a score or whatever, and then they're up by 9, and then you're down by 2 scores, and then you're playing.
And then you
catch
throw
up.
an interception, and now they're up 3 scores.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean?
you're
Like,
playing catch up with them, and you just can't because they won't make a mistake and they keep scoring, and then the Conference just put the game away for them so early that you feel like you're always out of breath when you're playing them.
Yeah.
So I truly believe that Jägerbomb this is just the worst matchup for them.
Right.
Luckily, they won't play them in the playoffs unless they make the finals.
They're
Since they're not in the same conference?
Yeah, that's right.
So it's not too much of a biggie. But if this is a final, if it's the rematch in the finals, that's not looking great for Jägerbomb.
Game you saw, Simone?
Vikings, Dirty Dogs.
That was a good game.
Very good game. Vikings played excessively well. They've been playing better and better as they moved up divisions. We talked about Hugo, can you search something for me? Take the roster from Vikings this week. Can they fit in Division D1? Like the actual roster with even with the quarterback, everything. Do they fit?
they were at 405, 414. Yep, they fit in
And the
Division
quarterback also fit in D1.
D1.
As a Nicolas Jean-Romari.
Nicolas Jean-Vallée is 66 on offense. Yeah, he fits. That's a Division D1 team.
Okay, if this team played in Division D1, they will most likely be 10-0. They are good. Now, the player that puts them over the cap, Marc-André Lapointe,
Wasn't there.
when he's there, he wasn't there for the last 2 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Or well, this week tie and last week's win. Are they not like 3-5-1?
They're 3-5-1.
Are they better without him?
So you've played
Even in
with,
Division C.
you and I have both played with
Yes.
Marc-André Lapointe at different times, not on the same
Yeah.
team, right? I think he's an immense talent.
Agreed.
I think that unless, so like, the Darksiders team that he was on was a team where it was like 10 egos in a room kind of thing.
Mhm.
So like everyone's ego kept each other's ego in check. But like if he's the dominant voice, always calling for the ball, and like that can get to you if you're like someone like Nicolas Jean-Vallée who's still learning the position.
Yeah.
So I think in that way, this team might be better. Like he obviously makes every team better. He's a good player.
Mhm.
However, his presence on a team might not be at a point where they can have that kind of presence on the team.
So, if he would have been there for the Dirty Dogs game, it would have been a fantastic matchup for Dave Chidiac. Defensive team speaking.
Yeah, it would have been a dogfight.
Yeah, it would have been great. Nice. But offensively, I do agree that I think he overwhelms the huddle defensively and he calls for the ball too much. And he takes away from the other guys who needs
What
more-
is their realistic playoff ceiling then for this team?
Now they're 3-5-1. They're practically
They're in the
sealed.
playoffs.
They're in, but they're practically
the
sealed as the 7th seed. As the 7th seed, they're going to play Mountain Lions. I think if they play either Mountain Lions or the Alphatees, I don't see it happening. But anybody else in that division, there's a solid chance they could make some noise.
Yeah, it's fair.
Fair enough. It is now time to play our new segment, Scared or Confident.
So for those of you who are tuning in live or watching the video or listening, and now we'll watch the video later, because the thing I'm about to describe, you will see some graphics that represent when we are confident or when we are scared about a certain team's chance in the playoffs. When we're confident about a team, you will see this badge appear on the screen. It is an overly confident, douchey-looking Simon Dagenet, the winner of this week's Douche of the Week, of course. He, in this picture, obviously got a phone number for a woman and has not yet realized it's a fake number.
He realized it,
Or it was only 6 digits.
Yeah. He got one number,
it was
actually.
from Romania.
He got a number from a girl, meaning it was 1 digit from the phone number.
It was a 5.
Then if the team is a team that has us worried or scared, so to speak, the image that will appear is this one, which is a picture of my mother who looks terrified at my engagement party as I'm kissing her on the forehead after giving my speech, thanking my family for coming to this event.
I would have been terrified if you would have kissed me on the forehead too.
Listen, first of all, you would have been turned on. You would not have been terrified.
He would
You
have
would have been
been
erect.
Maybe I would have been
Intimacy.
terrified of
You
that.
guys are close enough to each other that you can make it happen.
You
right
can make
now.
it happen. Make it happen. Make it happen. Make it happen. Let's go.
But the worst part is if I kiss him,
Do it
it's not on the microphone.
before the end of the night when he's forgotten.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I will not forget.
All right, here we go. Team number 1.
Yes.
GM.
Get your pants ready.
Sorry, I was too busy thinking of Peeze kissing Simo.
Yes.
Isn't everyone?
Backyard Bullies.
Yeah, I like that.
That's team 5 and 4, 5th place.
I'm scared now. I'm actually
it's my team.
No, but I'm scared of Peeze now.
You're what, Simo?
No.
Simo, what are you about me kissing you? How would you
Scared.
describe? You're scared?
Uh,
Boom. Right there.
I'm gonna
Sorry, Mom.
say I'm scared of the
Oh,
Backyard
interesting.
Bullies. Yeah,
Why?
I've seen a handful of their games, and they have days where they look phenomenal, and then they have days that they struggle. Against Lobster Dinner, they had a relatively easy day, but then they struggle against Alpha Tees when they lost by 18 points. They struggle against Junkyard Dogs, another top 2 team.
Let me ask you this: Backyard Bullies play Game Changers this week. Game Changers, if they lose, they're out. If they win, they're not necessarily in, but fate is in their hands essentially. Do you see Backyard Bullies losing that game?
No, I think they win that game, but out of the 4 losses, 3 have been against teams in the top of the division.
Okay, so they're a middle of the pack team. Right?
They are. So I am scared because it's all matchup dependent. If they end up locking up with the Bearskins, I think that might be the best matchup for them in the early going. If they fall to the 6th seed, or that's how low they can go, pardon me, they could end up with the Mountain Lions or even Junkyard Dogs. And again, they lost to the Dogs earlier this season.
Tough.
So
That's
I'm
tough.
scared. Next.
Lights out.
I'm straight up scared for Lights Out. They have
Because
a lot of very good. Sorry, anyways.
puberty.
Rapal, but I don't know what's in English. Whatever.
Phlegm.
They have a bunch of really good players. They have Jamal Higgins, Omar Jackson, Isaiah Lard. But it's not panning out. It's just not working. They're not putting up the numbers they should be putting up. Their defense just allows way too many points. There's nights where they look really good, and I'm not saying there's no possibility of upsets, but I just don't see it as a long-term playoff chances.
Next.
For Peeze, Strangers.
You know what? I'm confident. I think they're a solid team, although the massive roster gives me concerns because they haven't had a consistent group of guys. This has been this core's main issue for a long period of time. But when you look at the players who do qualify for playoffs, guys like Adi Sharma, Alessandro Barazzoni, a guy who's up and coming from Division E. Not a lot of people don't know the name yet, but they will. Andrew Carruthers, a player you're familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Seja. These are all really strong pieces to a team. And for this reason, I think that they're going to match up well for a lot of teams in Division C.
All right, next.
Sorry, because Eagle just.
Eagle, of
Stuck
course,
something in front
instead
of
of
me.
doing his job, is distracting others from doing theirs.
It's like school all over again, right? Mountain Lions.
I am confident in them. I think this is a team that at 8-1,
Pretty much locked in the 2 seed, right?
they're fighting with Junkyard Dogs for the 2 and 3 spots right now. But I think after that loss against Alpha Tees early in the year, which I scored cap, which was tied up until late in the second half, and they got blown out, and they end up losing by 17 points. Every other game since that point, they have been more or less convincing. The only close game was a Lobster Dinner game, which was a 1-score victory for them. But overall, they have looked relatively in sync. And I think more importantly, though, the playoff experience could be an X factor for them as they move.
I would say
into
even the
that.
way Jake Applebaum's playing this season, the way he's commanding his offense, the way he's leading them up and down the field, that's something to take note of as well.
Not the
Yes,
way
Eagle.
You would almost say he's a field general.
Yes.
Not the way he's rushing, though. I'll tell you that much.
That was bad. But he's not the rusher.
Next.
That's funny.
Dirty Dogs.
Oh, interesting.
That's for you.
They're
Simo.
probably. I know. Jeez.
We never know if you know. It's because you're bad at
You're like,
this.
ooh, yeah. It's your team.
It's not because of Mo. It's because we're worried
No,
about.
I'm thinking
you
how
not
the
paying
how the
attention.
word this. Remember, I have to translate.
It'll
in
be
my head.
poorly. Don't worry.
Ooh, yeah. That's a good team.
I'm scared because they're too matchup dependent. It's a good team that's able to put up a lot of points, but they also allow a lot of points. When they have the right matchups, they could beat a few teams,
Mhm.
and I'm not saying they're a one and done, but down the stretch, I don't think they'll be able to beat everybody, which is why I don't think they'll make it deep in the playoffs.
All right, next.
Blue Chips.
Hey, good one.
Oh, boy. this is a good one.
Solid.
You guys know how I feel about Blue Chips. I am 100% bought in. I'm confident
Oh boy.
on their
It
abilities.
took some time.
Yeah, I just forgot to say the thing at the beginning. So I'm guilty of it too as well. I'm going to say I'm completely confident. Look, it's not been a perfect season. It's not been as easy a path as we saw in the wintertime. I think that the loss to Junkyard Dogs helped them focus a little bit. In that, look, if they're going to want to compete in playoff games, that's the kind of game they're going to need to play. I don't think they're matchup dependent. I think they create a matchup problem for other teams. With of course Jordan Mitchell being behind center, and then having guys like Marcus Mitchell and Sanders Arman and guys who can stretch the field and just create matchup problems for teams that don't have the amount of speed that they have.
All right, let's go one more round here for confident or scared. Here we
Is
go.
that all the teams?
Top season.
I'm confident.
Well, they're your number one team in the division, right?
I am confident, boys.
I was convinced you were going to pick scared, so I put it up already before you said it.
Okay, I am confident, not scared.
It's your number one team in the
At
division.
Sunny World, I am not scared. I'm confident in this team here. In fact, Justin Edwards would pay for a dinner for mine if they win. I am confident. I know they had a
Why
bit of a.
you?
He said so.
You didn't say so.
A bit of a topsy-turvy last few weeks here. Some close wins, some close
But it doesn't matter
losses.
though.
But they are a team that's loaded in all fronts. I think they have the firepower on both sides of the defense and offense to win them football games.
I think they got one more week of we don't really care until they
Well,
really
that's
start
it. They'll
to-
probably play Justin at quarterback next week against. Oh, I'm gonna let you finish and go from there. But I am
It
confident.
won't matter.
Next,
You gotta get wrecked.
Keep Portlock.
Dude, I'm scared. Straight up, church.
okay, he got this on PC. He knew it was his turn.
Yes.
We didn't even have to tell him.
It took me 12 rounds. No, see, the thing with Keyboard Lock is their offensive scheme and defensive scheme, it's good, it's fine, but it's not great. And when playoff comes around, I think they're going to have to score more than 25 points, which is not their forte, and they're going to lose their first round because they're going to play against a team that's not, like, I just don't see good matchups for them in this division.
Also, their offense looks like my ashtray after 12 straight days of pounding cigars. I'm not doing okay, by the way. I'm weirdly sweating at random times of the day. I gotta stop.
Next,
So the premise for this one is Eagle said pick a shitty team to give to Peeze. So with that, I'm gonna let you finish.
Obviously, the easiest joke. I'm scared for a couple reasons. One is that I'm scared I might give Simo his first ever FPF championship. No. Look, it's the same story as always. It's this team is stacked. This team's supposed to be amazing. But we're not. And so,
I mean, we have so many problems. I don't even know where to start.
yeah, exactly. Like, so it's not. Look, I'm looking forward to eventually just going fishing with Simo, and enjoying the rest of the summer.
So
okay.
every year you guys change the team name. It's always something breakfast related.
Yeah.
So I guess you could say you're already looking into the names for next season.
No, they're out to lunch.
Mic drop.
It
Mic
was-
drop.
That was like a double pun right there.
It was
Yeah, that
weak.
was.
It
Okay,
really
guys, quickly
wasn't
before we
great.
get to picks over here.
They don't know how to do a cliche, Simo.
It's not great. It's,
You need to teach them.
Are you more impressed
Yes.
if? Thank you. Are
was
you
easy.
more impressed if 3 teams end up with 9 wins, or if 4 teams end up with 8 wins?
Ooh, it was all the math.
4 with 8.
4 with 8, 3 with 9.
I picked
4 with 8.
4 with 8 because of volume.
because 36.
Because it's a
is
greater
not-
overall amount of
32
wins.
32 is
Yeah,
bigger
exactly.
than 27.
Exactly. That's exactly how I interpreted it too.
But the 9 wins though, we've never seen one. I mean, quote unquote, one division have 3 teams at 9 wins though.
Have we?
Have we
I don't think so.
ever 9 wins in one division?
Seen 2 10-0
Have we
teams.
seen 4 and 8 though? 4.
I know that's it.
Oh,
right?
yeah, no, there had to be.
Mathematically, is
the
that
season,
doable?
the season that like Checkmate and Moose went like 10-0. There has to be one team was 9-1, right? Maybe.
Yeah, but have we ever had 4 at 8 and 2?
That's it though, right? I mean, they're
Have
both
we had
impressive.
5 and 7 and 3.
But
Maybe.
that's impressive feats though. I mean, to have
Yeah.
4 and 8.
Oh, it is
4%.
impressive. But I just think that the volume again. There's a certain amount of
I
wins
think
to
there
go
might
around.
be actually. I think it might be Div 3 from 2013, like the year that DK won.
Yeah.
Because D Boys and Dirty Birds were 10-0, DK were 9-1, and BD Bandits were 9-1, and I think Served with Ice were like 8-2 or something like that.
And
So everybody else was like 0-10.
Yeah.
yeah, check that.
It's
that
like
season where
Alabama,
Checkmate was
LSU, and everyone
10-0
else in that division.
to see how many
Yeah.
at least 9-1 teams.
We'll
there
get to that before we go off air here. So you're more impressed by 4 teams at 8.
Windsor 2013.
Personally, I am not just because of the body of more wins, but most conferences we're looking at 8 to 12 teams. So if 4 out of 12
Look,
are
it's
8-2,
Pretend wins are marbles. You have X amount of marbles to give away. You're giving out a greater percentage of the marbles if you're choosing 4 teams with 8 wins.
So
yes, also.
Yes,
the year Checkmate went 10-0, there was also Black Ice at 9-1, 2.5 Dans at 9-1, Turf Toe Inc. at 8-1-1. You had First Downers at 8-2, Project Mayhem at 8-2.
Same division?
Same division.
Same division.
Not same conference,
Same
same
co-
division.
Not
Same
but
conference,
In the
but-
same conference, it was 10-0, 9-1, and 9-1, and 8-2 and 8-1-1.
Jeez.
And what
Yeah, there was a lot of bad
so the rest of the
teams.
division was like
Yeah.
3-7, 2-7, 2.
0-12.
Okay. Fair enough then. All right, hey, it's now time for Week of the Games, please.
Week of the games. My laptop's about to die, so I'm going to do them off my phone. Friends in Low Places against the Vikings.
Hey, speaking of Vikings and matchups,
Yeah, Philip has had a bit of a
tough stretch.
loosey-goosey end. Give me Philip.
Lucy. Thank you for that great analysis. Give me Vikings.
Vikings have been doing much better as we discussed. I really, really like what I've seen from their offense past 2 weeks, so give me Vikings.
Next.
Blue Chips Jagerbomb.
Jager
My
bomb.
2 favorite teams.
No, blue chips.
I think Jagerbomb will have trouble dealing with Jagerbomb speed. Sorry. Jagerbomb will have trouble dealing with Blue Chip speed. Give me Blue Chips.
Strangers the Commission.
Depends who's showing up because AJ Gomes wasn't there, and neither was Brent Balkin.
They didn't need
AJ Gomes,
them.
we spoke
They
to
need them, and they beat you guys by like 85 points.
Yeah, Moist allowed 140 points in 3 games.
We spoke to AJ Gomes after last podcast, after Simone and I had a couple of adult beverages, and
You make it
AJ
sound worse than it is.
Yeah, they're beers. And so AJ came by because he lives in this complex, and
Which we don't know where it is, by the way.
secret.
Yeah, I got crapped on by the powers.
So he
Shipping
Shipping
container.
container, yes.
he okay, we'll discuss this in the after show break.
Yeah.
But he told us he probably wasn't gonna play because he wasn't 100%, and he's like, look, the team's clinched anyway, so what's the point?
All right.
Me
But I
risking injury?
still pick the commission, although I hate him.
Yeah.
I still pick the commission because
Either way, we'll read about it in Brent's article.
Yeah, I got
both
commission.
teams are going to score 50, and I just think that commission's going to have more
Okay.
converts.
Yeah, give me commission.
Yeah, give me commission. as well.
Last game.
Lights Out Montagnards.
This is a big one for Lights Out because this is a playoff matchup along with Montagnard, which will be Saint Laurent, I believe, or Brassard this week. Give me Lights Out to win this game.
Yes.
Give me Montagnards.
All right, match words, please.
New York Times report Elon Musk to leave mini submarine in Thailand.
Good night, England.
Good night, actually, for information. Belgium on Saturday.
But you just said that.
On
Literally,
Saturday.
Just like you just said, good night, England.
Oh, third place game. Where England's playing because they didn't make the World Cup.
Turn off the mic.
They're going home.
To third place.